I'm with Conservative candidate Pierre Lemieux of Glengarry, Prescott and Russell. Pierre, do you think you had some advantages and did well being the incumbent at the debate tonight?
Being the incumbent is always challenging because normally you answer the questions first, which is always a challenge, and most questions seem to be directed at you as well. But I do think I did very well because I was able to explain, answer the questions with concrete results. I mean, with concrete details, and I think people appreciate that. The other candidates would be lacking in, experience and in knowing the files as well as I know them, and so their answers may not have been as detailed as people would have liked.
Was there any topic that wasn't covered tonight that you would have liked to talk about?
I would have liked to see more on the economy because as I go door to door, people are worried about their jobs and they're worried about making ends meet because they see the price of gas going up, they see the cost of food going up, and they know there are challenges here. And this is where our plan is so different than the Liberal plan. Our plan is to keep taxes low so people have more of their hard-earned money to deal with the cost of living and to make ends meet. The Liberal plan is to raise taxes. And raising taxes means less money for families, it means less money for employees. It's just a bad scenario for our local economy and for families. And we didn't really have those kinds of questions, and I think that that's too bad because really this is what's front and center for Canadians.
Now, in talking about the dump movement tonight,
right.
you, if I'm paraphrasing correctly, you suggested that it was a provincial matter more than a federal matter.
Right.
As MP, there are many issues that it's difficult for you to delve into, especially with party politics. As MP of this riding, what are the key issues that you feel you could play a strong direct role in?
Well, I think I mentioned some of them tonight. For example, agriculture. I was the Parliamentary Secretary for Agriculture, and I've represented our farmers extremely well. Farmers are happy. When it comes to businesses, I've delivered about $7 million into the riding in federal funding to help our local businesses. They appreciate that. That's why our economy is doing relatively well during these difficult economic times. For arts and culture, I've delivered about $6 million, $6.5 million for art and cultural organizations. And as I mentioned during the debate, most of them are francophone. So, the lady that was asking a question, sort of put me on the spot. I explained, well, listen, I'm delivering for francophone organizations across the riding as well. So, and with the dump, what I pointed out was that for 5 years as the MP, I've been representing people. They know how hard I work, and they know how well I represent them. And if there is going to be a federal component in this, people can count on me to represent their interests. That's what I've been doing for 5 years, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. But right now, there is no federal role. It's a provincial and municipal matter, and I just don't think it's right for the other candidates to leave the impression that they have a role to play in this, because they don't have a role to play in this, not at this point.
All right, thank you very much.